Welcome back to another Palm Wine Central podcast episode. I am one of your hosts, Uncle AK. I got Hannah in the building. What's good with you, girl? Happy Tuesday?
Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. I'm good, guys. I'm ready for this episode. It's been a busy day, but we're going to wind down with some good conversation. So I'm here for it.
Yeah, so what's your palm wine?
It's Welch's cranberry.
Nice.
Yep.
Tutu, what's good with you, man? Man, that t-shirt looks nice. The one you got.
Thanks. Get you guys one Stuck in the Middle podcast. Thank you very much. You know, I got to put on the podcast. Yeah. Happy Tuesday. This hasn't been a day. I ain't do shit today. I was off, but it's been a day. Yeah.
What did you do on your off day?
You want me to sell myself out on this internet of America? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Well, I had doctor's appointments. I wasn't feeling good. So I had doctor's appointments and just making sure I was good. And then I ended up working out for a little bit, for like 30 minutes. And then here I am gathered with my beautiful people.
I got to say, man, you didn't go to work because you're not feeling good. But then you made it to this one because you felt good. Isn't that, a pleasant feeling to have? You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, I invited a guest and it's very rude to have a guest. And then, so that's why I showed up.
We appreciate you. But anyways, continue. Gotta go, please. Gotta go. Tell us. Today we are here. Today will be fire. Please tell us why today will be a fire episode. Please tell us.
Well, first of all, before we even get to that, hi, AK, how are you? How was your day?
Oh, man, I'm good. As you can see, I'm very...
Why you got your tribal attire on? You got something going on?
They say it was Hispanic Heritage Month, but I just wore my African attire just to...
I was about to say, I don't think that's given Hispanic, but it's given foreign, so we'll give it to you.
Listen, we are neighbors. Even though we are separated by water, but we are neighbors.
Neighbors is crazy.
Yes.
Kinda. I mean,
I didn't bring my... How do you call it?
Sombrero?
Yeah, sombrero. There you go. Thank you.
Sombrero is crazy. Okay, please, not today. Anyways, okay, y'all. So I'm excited for this episode because we have a very special guest joining us today, y'all. Yay! Okay, Kirby Lozano is a third and fourth generation. Wait a minute, is it Tejana? How do I say
it?
Tehana. Okay, Kirby, okay, cut that out. Kirby Lozano is a third and fourth generation Tejana, Chicana entrepreneur rooted in construction since childhood, from door-to-door sales and fashion, wholesaling to marketing.
Get out. I did a lot of jobs.
Sorry. From door-to-door sales and fashion, wholesaling to marketing, branding, and event production, she's worked alongside culture curators, local businesses, and major platforms like, is it South by Southwest? Yes. Mm-hmm. South by Southwest, yes. Radio 1 Dallas, and CW33. Today, Kirby balances her on-air and production roles within her family's concrete paving legacy while co-owning a growing land development company, y'all. Everybody give it up for my studio buddy as well, on-air, personality and talent, Kirby Lozano. Woo! Kirby, welcome to Palm Wine Central.
Yes, thank you. I'm super excited to be here. I feel like at this point I'm one step closer to being in your inner circle. Y'all, I love me some Tutu. I'll be trying to be let her know we're primas, we're cousins, we're neighbors, as you say.
Kirby always says that I am the celebrity of
very celebrity
because what we do, as if she's not on air. So if y'all didn't know, Kirby also is on air for Morning Hustle. She also has her own show on Sundays from 10 to 1.
Thank you.
Plugging my sis in. Yeah, so Kirby is really the celebrity, for real. But yeah, so.
I'm very Texan, you know what I'm saying? Again, we got to add each to the schedule. I work 7 days a week because that's what I do. But Sundays are para mis primos, for my cousins. So I do like to keep it pretty exclusive to like Latino culture, shouting at the neighborhood, keeping the good vibes, buenas vibras, as I say.
Yes, and for everybody that's watching, disclaimer, Kirby actually really does speak like this. She ain't faking it.
Disclaimer.
She's from the hood. She's from Oak Cliff.
Welcome to Texas. I'm from the east side, east side with it, baby.
I was wondering like me because when she started speaking, I was like, is she Is she?
That's what I thought at first
Yeah.
too. When I first met her, I thought too, but no, Kirby, the real deal.
Yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate
You,
that.
you, you,
And go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, but Tutu's also getting her Texas roots too. So like she's understanding too. Like there's a lot of different types of demographics that are in Texas, and at this point, even though she be trying to go to the DMV every 5 seconds,
Yeah.
she has a home here. Okay, she has some Southern roots now. Mm-hmm.
Oh, I mean,
What you were saying? What you had going on? Hey, for this episode, it's Theo. Theo, what you was gonna say?
Theo, AK.
Hey, yo.
Theo, okay. I take it. What was I going to say? Hold on. I even forgot. You said she'd be going to Maryland all the time.
Not too much AK, because I know that's what AK like. Because they get on me all the time because I'm always flying to the DMV.
Yeah, I mean, you catch flights, not feelings, very often. That's okay. That's why another reason you're a celebrity, girl. You be
That's a bar. You know what I mean? To put down that rap in that mixtape that's coming. That's a bar right there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But now,
my feelings.
Kirby, tell us about yourself, man. Who is Kirby?
Yeah.
Oh,
So
I'm so sorry.
My bad.
I didn't know the order. My bad. Sorry.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah,
Sorry.
icebreaker. The icebreaker. I was waiting for the icebreaker.
Icebreaker first.
I just hope you don't have. I just because you know you make my nerves bad. You be trying to do like little. Go ahead. What you got? Come on, Sue. Come on. You know what you do. It's the words, the way she words it. She'll word it different
I'm
for
gonna have
me.
to edit the hell out of this episode. Lord Jesus. Okay.
No,
All
just leave it natural. People like authenticity.
There you go.
Yeah.
She got it.
All right. So we are going to do a trivia, right? But Kirby, you probably gonna know this. This was really for Hannah. Look at the way Hannah. Yeah.
Hey, that's my girl. She's smart. She got the brain. She got it. She got all of it.
For Hannah and AK, but Kirby, you could also chime in too, I'm pretty sure you're gonna know the answers. So this is more for like these are trivia questions for like.
It should be more for her.
She could answer as well too, but she gonna know the answers. But
okay. Oh, yeah, sorry.
Because they're based off of like Latin culture.
Oh, okay. I might have this.
Please help us.
You could definitely be one of my cousins, Hannah. You look like
help me. I already knows the answers. Help me, please. Okay, let's go.
All right. So, AK, we're gonna start with you. Since you got a lot to say today, yeah, let's start with you.
Let's go.
All right, AK, what is the official language of Brazil?
Don't mess up.
I got it.
No idea, man.
Would you like to phone a friend?
Yes, help me, please.
Go ahead, Hannah.
Portuguese.
I knew that. That was what I was thinking in my head.
You just said it.
Don't be shy. Come on.
All right. Okay, I'm gonna run this back to you. I beg and pray that you know this. Please. I feel like everybody should know this answer. Okay.
Hit me.
Who is known as the Queen of Teano?
Diana.
It was Diana. Shakira.
No, you were so close.
Keep the S. There's a movie about it. There's a movie about it.
Late at night when all
Come on, cousin.
Hold on, I don't know about this. Hold on.
I stay up and dream.
It's from Texas as well.
The person from Texas?
Yeah, she passed away. She was murdered.
That's not helping.
Oh gosh.
Oh my God, you're uncultured.
With the S.
Yeah, I know you said that already, but who is it?
Salinas.
Who's
and
that?
You better get that together before you come to Texas, because you're invited, but get that together before you come in any part of the state lines.
Selena is like the queen of like Diana.
Queen of Tejano music.
You know that song, the Beady Beady Bum Bum? That song.
That's the only reason J-Lo's relevant. J-Lo was a backup dancer until the movie.
J-Lo played Selena in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Well, anyways, now
Kirby said, he said Shakira. Kirby said shit.
Child, it's okay.
It's okay. All right, Kirby. This question is for you.
Don't be giving me a hard one for no reason.
5 Central American countries celebrate their Independence Day on the same date in September. What date is that?
September 15th.
Ding, ding, ding. You go, girl. Yes, ma'am.
I got that one. That's the
Countries,
first
Tutu?
day of Latino Heritage Month too. It's the first day because it's
That's not what I
September
asked. Okay,
15th.
you trying to be messy. That's not what I asked. I don't know I don't know the countries. I just know the date.
September 15th through October 15th. I could run it back. It's like El Salvador, Costa Rica, Honduras. Give me a second. How many is that?
That's
3.
3.
Did I say Costa Rica? Yeah.
Yeah.
Guatemala,
Mm-hmm.
Nicaragua.
Good
Is that
job.
5?
Yeah.
Yes.
You go, girl.
No history. No history.
All right.
This
Hannah. Where do papusas, a traditional dish made from ground corn, originate from?
Mm-mm.
Can you tell me if it's Central or South America?
Ooh.
Kirby, is it Central or South America?
Well, technically, I don't know because there's a few countries that do papusa, so I don't know where the
Okay,
origin is
dang, I don't
from.
know how to say without telling you.
What's
Caribbean.
papusas?
Yeah, I don't even know.
It's like an empanada. Is it because it could be the Caribbean because there are some Latin American countries in the Caribbean too.
So, yeah, but it's El Salvador.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's Central.
Papusas. Is it something you eat?
Yeah.
Yes, it's
Okay.
kind of like a meat, like a beef patty, like
It's like meat pie.
Jamaican food. It's similar to that.
Gotcha. Okay.
All right. Okay.
When we get some of these things, please define it. Or you just come and be calling it papusas. Like I've thought that somebody's grandpa. Like what's going on? Eh?
Yeah,
Hey.
big. Oh man, that's okay though.
Okay, I feel like you should know this one.
Okay, you feel like it, but
What is the most popular sport in Hispanic? Oh,
Thank
thank you. All right, we're about to wrap up. All right,
Ballon d'Or yesterday. You know what I mean? So like
Kirby, who was the first Latina Supreme Court justice?
Oh girl, that's the problem. I can't. I'm not. I'm not good with names, girl. I'm not good with names. I got one category in life that I'm struggling. I only know your name just because you're right across the street from me every day. Come on now, what's my name? That's what we struggle with in the beginning.
It is Sonia Sotomayor.
Okay, what state is she from? Texas? No, she's from California.
I think so, California.
Yeah, that's the. I'll give them their. They do their.
Wait, is that question again?
Who was the first Latina Supreme Court justice?
Oh, okay.
You know who the first black one was, AK?
No idea, man. I can't even tell you.
Ketanji Brown.
I don't even know who that is.
I have heard that name.
Okay. All right. Well, let's wrap up this.
We need to get into our government a little bit more involved. It's okay. It's all right. We're all slightly, Texas wants to secede all the time, so I don't. Sorry about that.
Hannah, which country has produced the most Miss Universes and Miss Worlds?
Brazil.
No.
Venezuela.
Yeah, Venezuela.
Hey.
Good job.
Good.
Okay. All right. And last one. Let's see. Okay, AK, back to you. What is the name of the miniature dog that originated in Mexico?
Come on, Taco Bell, you got this.
Come on now. It's the only dog that you would know.
It's a little one. They yap a lot.
What?
Chihuahua.
Yeah.
That's how he knows we are neighbors. He hears him yapping from across the pond.
Yeah. Chihuahua.
All right, good job.
One for you.
That was good.
I think that you escaped this trivia. One for you.
Who, me?
Yeah.
How am I? I'm asking the questions.
No, I'm about to ask you one.
Okay, ask me
Oh,
one.
I have one.
Yeah, go ahead. Just hit her.
I ain't gonna know the answer, but go ahead.
Yeah, because you was, yeah.
What is a slang Spanish word for high heels? It's a type of food.
It's a type of what?
Food.
It's an English word? Oh no, you said it's a type of food.
Yeah. But it's like a slang word for high heels, like in Spanish.
I don't know. What is it?
I got the type of food.
Right? Tacos, Kirby? Doesn't tacos mean high heels?
It's not tacos, but I know what you're saying.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yes, there's one.
Hey, yo. All right.
My bad.
That was a good one. That was good. All right, we can go ahead. Okay. Oh, well, we can continue on with Kirby. So, who is Kirby Lozano? Tell us about yourself. Like, give us the whole nine.
Yeah. So, again, Kirby Lozano. I think for me, I'm very big on. I love to represent again as Texan culture and the mix that comes with that. I'm very big on uplifting different minority subcategory or groups. So whatever that looks like, I tell people like, what do you do? I say I did the Lord's work first, and whatever that means, not to like impose none of my ideologies, but I'm very big on like we all come with different gifts, different knowledge, and I want to connect people as much as possible and or give people platforms so that if they already doing something, they don't need my extra on top. I'm able to give them a formidable platform to do and be and represent who they are. Again, I'm very passionate. So, for instance, like Hispanic Heritage Month, since that's kind of what we're celebrating right now, I'm very big on Latino Heritage Month just because colonization was a thing. And on this side of the globe, most of the countries are Latin American countries. And as we talked about with the Brazil situation, not everybody speaks Spanish and Hispanic. This is a whole little rant I'm going to get into, but this is part of Kirby, I guess. This is why I like to educate people because I like to be educated as much as possible so I can educate other people and learn and exchange. But there was just a lot of information we have been given that's not exactly accurate. And so I'm really big on, again, figuring out ways to educate myself and educate other people around me so that we can be the best accurate versions of ourselves, the highest lifetime, however you want to deem it out, and unify ourselves somewhere in the middle because a lot of times we're more alike than not alike. And that's my hold it back before because I'm eventually get into that. But for now, that's who I am.
Okay. What country are you? Well, do you represent? I should say your
I
family.
represent the country of Texas. But my ancestors directly, closely are from Mexico. And then I do, like my brother, because he did some ancestry, he was like, he very involved. He's a little on the spectrum, but like that's okay. We love them because they have a little extra information. But he went so far back to like we have roots in Peru as well. So he actually renamed himself. I don't know if y'all have ever heard of Pachacutic, but he had his father was Amaro Tupac, which is where Tupac got his name and origin as well. So there's like a lot of just roots of just again Latin American roots that I do am super excited about exploring and educating people on because that's a certain category of group that people aren't really bringing to the conversation. It's usually like white, black, and Asian. And that's cool, but we have our own category of history that recently we're getting a little bit more, ability to speak on it and exchange information. But historically, I'm not gonna say how old I am, but I'm a little past my 30s, top of 30. And in my growing up, it wasn't just we were just there to do our job and go home. Didn't nobody care about nothing we was talking about, none of our roots, none of our accolades, none of our culture. So that's what I really like to promote. I'm Texan first, Chicana second, which is again, I was born here, but I do honor and cherish and celebrate with my Mexican roots for the most part. So again, eating the carne asada, appreciating. We're gonna get you a poncho, which would be similar to what you got going on right now with your shirt. Being able to understand even more so like cowboy culture is vaqueros, which is again Mexican culture. So whatever that looks like, I just try to represent that in the best way. But Texan first, that's a country if we have to be. Don't play with us.
I'm glad that you brought that up, talking about some like representing the culture, and you were talking about so. With that, going back to that, what does being Hispanic? Should we say being his like? What does being Hispanic mean? Is that cool?
Yeah. So, well, okay. So the term Hispanic, the reason that I'm a little bit more, what it means is Spanish speaking, right? So Hispanic countries is usually what it's referencing. My problem with it is because the origin of it, especially in popular youth culture, was during a time period of where they were trying to put emphasis on separating um, white people from people who are from Spanish speaking countries in America. And in doing so, that was because they were getting upset because here in America, Latinos were getting jobs that were meant for white people, but if they were just going off of looks, it was hard for some of them to be differentiated. But when they started opening their mouths and they sounded like they had an accent or they spoke Spanish, it was intimidating to them. Also, I think that when you reference all these different countries, which again, as y'all know, like, Africa, every country is different. Like, like it's a continent, sure, but the countries do have maybe some similarities, but a lot of differences. And by doing that, you're creating this monolith of, oh, well, you speak Spanish, so you're doing the same thing as so and so. And that's, again, not fair to Hispaniola, which was a country of where the Hispanic word came from, and Hispaniola is now current day the Dominican Republic and Haiti. So people forget that they're also Afro Latinos. They're Latinos because they divided down into French owned and Spanish owned until they both got their independence. So again, because Hispanic was so wait, are you white? Or are you speaking Spanish? That was the phrasing for it. And then on top of that, again, even more so, why does Spain get the accolades? I don't, no offense to Europeans, but they're kind of racist, especially still in Spain. So on this side of the planet, we're Latinos because we have Latin origins and Latin roots, and most of us are aligned at the core with some type of indigenous background. So that's my preference.
Okay. So I know for me, like growing up and still to this day, and we were in the house, my parents would speak our language, Creole, right? So it would be like we don't have to respond in Creole, but we can if we need to. But our parents would always speak their language to us. So that way we grew up. So now, like, I know how to fluently speak Creole and stuff like that. So how was that in your household? Did your parents speak to you, or like just your family in general? How did that, we grew up in the you were born in Texas and stuff like that, but do you speak it fluently? Were you ever told that you were supposed to just speak it in the house, or like how did that growing up?
Yeah. Ooh. So, Can y'all see me still?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So that's kind of where I also bring in the title of Chicana. So for me personally, like my grandmother, like a lot of times she would like speak to me in Spanish and my grandfather, but I would usually respond back in English, and it was just kind of like, okay, that's fine, whatever. And I say that because Chicanos are, again, a subgenre of usually Mexican, because Chicano is a derivative of Mixteca, which is they were from the Mexican area. And with that, Chicanos were more subjected to the experience of like the civil rights movement. So in late 1800s, early 1900s, especially in the southern parts of America, there's heavy racism against Mexicans specifically, and in doing so, there was actually persecutions for speaking Spanish. So LBJ was the president who put in Latin Heritage Week. It was just a week at first in 1968. And the reason he did that was because he was a school teacher in South Texas. There's a city called Cotula. And in that, they had the Mexican school and they had the white people school. And the Mexican school, you would get beat if you spoke Spanish in the Mexican school. If you had an accent, you were talked about. They didn't really have a lot of resources for efficient school supplies, books, so on and so forth. A lot of them, because of their family just coming over from the border, wouldn't even have shoes. They'd have to walk about a mile or so or more to get to the schoolhouse because they had to go to the Mexican school specifically. So because of that, inherently, Chicanos, again, with the implications being at times, if not just basic beatings, but even at times death, they used to have, especially here in Texas specifically, they'd have like black hanging trees and Mexican hanging trees. And a lot of that was, again, to reiterate that even though, again, historically Texas was Tejas, which was, again, a part of Mexico, at this current point, especially in the early 1900s, leading into, again, the civil rights movement, it's America. So even, Zoot Suit riots was a thing in over in California, and their whole thing was, again, even though it's wartime and everybody needs to be rationing, they would make big ass clothes because their whole thing was like, listen, this is our way of rebelling. So all that to say, Chicanos, because they're multiple generations over here, the type of subjugation experience that they had in regards to trying to align and maintain their roots and their culture came potentially at a price. So that's why there's things called no sabos, which is like, I don't know. And oftentimes, because Spanish, there's also different versions of Spanish, again, depending on what Latin American country that you are coming from. There's different phrasings, there's different ways of adaptation based off of, again, the indigenous roots that they had in those countries. They had different ways of mixing the Spaniard Spanish with their own. So again, for me, I learned Spanish through I understood always because, again, most of my childhood I was around up until I was going into elementary school, I was around my dad's family, which again, they spoke a lot of Spanish. But on the other side of the family, they didn't really speak Spanish. So because of that, I had to re-educate myself a lot growing up and align myself and take the time and effort to align myself with educating what the difference is between Dominican Spanish and Mexico Spanish. And so, you know, people who aren't fluent Spanish, they'll be like, "Oh, girl, you sound good." But people who like are Spanish, you're like, "Girl, what is that accent?" So if that answers the question in long term, because again, I'm a long form person response. So let me know if you want to cut it short.
No, that was good. No, that was good. And I'm gonna get back to you mentioned the no Sabo Kid because that was actually tapping into my next question. But before that, does your name mean anything? So your name is Kirby or is S Kirby?
So S Kirby Lozano it just means it's Kirby Lozano.
Oh.
S is it's in Spanish. So and honestly, there is some Filipino man that took my name front ways, back ways, and sideways on every single social media, and I don't know what his agenda is, if that's his actual name. I do feel a little personally attacked by it, but I'm sure we'll meet up at some
Can't say
point.
nothing to him. Like you ain't checking him. Be like, why
You
you got
know,
my?
it's because that's why he even does like where his stuff's on private. Like, what is your point? What is the agenda here, sir? I don't really know, but it's okay. I'm not worried about it. He can have it because S Kirby Lozano right here, where we doing it. So my name, and again, to get into the government, my whole name is high key blackmail. So my mom's side of the family is they had my mom's grandmother's maiden name was Kirby. So my grandmother was named Kirby, and then my grandma was finna go hit the club and go dancing in Houston, and my mom was like, "Please don't leave." So she just threw that name in the front of all the other names she already picked out. So that's my real name. And then I have Linnell is my second. I have two middle names because again, we just throw names together, especially Latino culture. I don't know, we just do things. But the second name that I have is Linnell, which is named after my uncle, my dad's brother, and my grandmother because she loved the train Lionel train, but in her Spanish, she spelt it in a way that they thought it was Linnell instead of Lionel, the train, because the E's and the I's and the O's and so on and so forth. So Linnell and then Taylor Lozano. So yeah, just throw names out
Black
there.
ass name. Kirby Linnell Taylor Lozano.
Lozano.
The only thing that has Spanish is your last name, Kirby.
Actually, and you know it's funny too because Taylor was my mom's best friend at the time. It was her last name, and she is literally a 5'11" black woman, but she is very successful. She even has like stocks in like Sam's Club and Walmart, has her own little side business, great hot links too. Just throwing that out there. But yeah, but I think that's also again goes back to the reflection of like me being I'm a Chicana. Like I can't claim like I love going to Mexico. Like the first time I ever went to Mexico, you know, it was great to see a lot more people that looked like me. But where I was growing up, like I was around a lot of black people, white people felt a little weird about me, and then the Mexicans that were around, you know, first generation again is a different experience than me as a Chicana. They, you know, they have different struggles and strife. And while again at a glance, well, y'all both brown hair, y'all both have Mexican last names, so you're the same, but it's not the same. So yeah.
Okay. And last one before I turn it over. Do you ever feel pressure back to that? No, what was it no Sabo Kid? Do you ever feel pressure to like have to speak Spanish or not knowing how to speak it fluently or perfectly? Like, do you ever?
Yeah, it took me honestly a lot of growing up again because it's weird too. I tell people the best I can equate it to would be like having stage fright, right? Like you know how to talk, right? But if you have to go on stage and like present stuff, there's a certain level of like, oh shit, I don't know. As I say, I have nothing to go right now. So again, a lot of times, again, my roots having my grandmother like she was heavy on Spanglish, right? That's what we do here. Like as Chicanos, we do a lot of Spanglish where we just mix some shit together and, you know, hybrid it up. And so because of that, like I had a little bit of insecurity, but that's also going back to the quiz of Selena. Like she was really big on. Granted, she did her own self talk, but she was also a Tejana that was Chicana, and she was born here. And you know, she didn't have the best accent, and sometimes she'd mess up and fumble. And I think, especially as the older I got, realizing that there were a lot more people who identified in the category that I did. You know, because we're promoting again, marketing and promoting wise, it's always like you're either this or you're this. There's not really an opportunity for you to be a hybrid of in between. But genuinely, again, re-emphasizing we have a voice because there are a lot of people that do experience, and with the exchange of like social medias and stuff like that, you know, there has been a lot of fight because you get to choose, if you still want to take the time to connect with your culture. And at the core of it all, Spanish is a colonizer language. So, I'm over here like, I want to learn Mixtec. I want to learn, the indigenous languages too. But more importantly, the more languages you know, the better that you connect with people. So as I've gotten older, I still have moments like sometimes I'm like, Dad, say it for me. But, at the same time, like that just comes with, again, comfortability of like just knowing self and understanding again that more times than not, when you put yourself out there, especially in the Latino culture, like when you try to connect, we'll be like, oh, okay, cool. The judgment comes when they come to this side and they feel the judgment, I think, reflecting back at them. But if you go over there, you go to wherever Latino culture and you try to connect, like they're like, bet, thank you for trying. And I know what you mean. Let's go.
I get that because that's how I am too. Like my Creole it's real good for me being born here, but like there be times where I don't know the words. I'm like, yeah, fuck it, y'all gonna have to get this in English. Let me just switch it real quick, and then like
Right.
y'all know what I'm gonna say, so y'all just gonna have to take it. Like it's not like how a fluent speaking person, like how my mom or my dad would speak or whatever. But for me being here and like growing up and being able to speak it, I think I do a pretty damn good job. So it's like,
Yeah. And my dad's always like, if you want to do better, just listen to the song. Just listen to this thing. Just I'm like, bro, I feel like you're not getting the conversational value that comes in these kinds of things, but I love the enthusiasm. But it's just old head stuff. They'd be like, yeah, if I got it, you can do it. You're from me. Like that's okay, sure.
A piggyback question off of this No Sabo Kid. Do you feel like, well, first of all, I don't want to get too personal, but do you feel like you're going to have kids? And if so, are they going to be No Sabo kids, or do you feel like you're going to speak Spanish in the house, want them to speak it back?
Yeah. So, well, first off, I don't like to challenge the most high because that's when you get caught up. I'm very proud of my fun Thea role, right? I think that somebody has to play the role, be the fun, fine, very wealthy, and long term role in people's lives.
Yeah.
I also understand that if I am gifted with having an extended version of self, I'm again, for me, ultimately, I would love to teach Spanish, but I would love to learn multiple languages before I pass on, because again, for me, my whole thing is I want to connect. I want to connect with all kinds of cultures. I want to, I need to learn some Mandarins. Let me know the French Creole. Let me know the, what I'm saying? Like I want to speak as many as I can, just because for me, I want to travel the world and I want to make sure that, again, if I have an extended clip version of self, we've all traveling. We're all getting cultured, because I think without cultural exposure, then that's where ignorance begins.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like that. I will say also kind of another thing that you said earlier when you said if you go over to Latin American countries and you just try, they will accept you. And I feel like I got to study in Bolivia and I had a time, it was just a semester, but they were like some of the nicest people I have ever met. Like my Spanish really grew down there. I don't know, it was just a good time and very, very friendly. So highly suggest traveling, like Kirby says. The more we know, the better we connect with people.
Yes.
So let's talk about just kind of Spanish Heritage Month or Latin American Heritage Month. Do you feel like it's more celebrated here in the United States, or do you feel like other countries actually do celebrate it in Latin America, or what's your take on that?
Yeah, no, it's definitely an American thing. But again, we're all about like marketing and like selling things and like figuring out reasons to buy t-shirts for stuff so that we can go back into consumerism. But that's a whole nother conversation. I can come back in another episode. We could do something about that. But it is, but the reason that it was curated was because of what the individuals from these countries and their efforts of building out what America is. So just like, Black History Month, or, Pacific Islander Month, or even Women's Month. Again, there is an underlying consumerism agenda behind that. Again, as a background in marketing, like, okay, they want you to buy stuff. But in the efforts of initiation, though, it was more so because, again, coming out of the civil rights movement, understanding that it's not a certain skin tone or a certain even monetary background that influences America. It's truly the people who are at the base of the roots of, again, might even been here before you and your Mayflower. You know what I'm saying? So it is 100% an American thing, as we reference, because it does encompass the reason that they have it during September 15th through October 15th is because in September, there are quite a few Latin American countries, I think like 8 or 9, that have their independence during this time frame. So there is celebrations during this time frame in different Latin American countries, but it's moreover them celebrating their independence.
I got you. I got you.
Yeah.
So when it comes to celebrating your culture, do you feel like, or how do you feel like the generation that is born here in America, how do you feel like they are connecting with the older culture back home? Or how do you feel like they are still able to tap into the cultural norms, kind of the customs, and all of that?
Again, so it goes back to, it's been a lot, I wouldn't say easier, but it has grown more expansively. I'm going to use New York as a reference, even though, again, we can do everything down here in Texas, but they have a good, healthy blend of a lot of different types of Latin American countries, and it's at a certain level of, um, you can see it visually because they're kind of closed in. We got a lot of land and space around here. So even up there, there's always going to be parades that, they're going to play their types of music, as there's different roots, that because there's a mix of cultures with each country. There might be a little bit more French influence here, or a lot more African influence here, or a lot more, even Filipino. Like the reason that the part of Mexico that has palm trees, a lot of those came from the Filipino people that came, which is very unique and different. So I think that, again, by making their own music, continuing to expand on music. Again, there's different types of art forms that are very natural. The food, we're really, there's a difference of Dominican food and Mexican food and Puerto Rican food. I have a coworker that I worked with for a really long time, and he was like, I don't like Mexican food, it's too spicy. And I'm like, because you island folks don't know how to season stuff. You know what I mean? Like, and they're like, you're just covering up. Yeah, I don't know how to cook. No. Because for me, whenever you add herbs and spices, that comes into a spiritual background. The herbs and spices got energy, and y'all just ain't got the energy out there. I guess y'all out there on the beach bumming out too much. I don't know what to tell you. But with that being said, food exchange, art exchange, having your own types of understanding of indigenous roots. And because of the exchange of, again, internet, which is a lot more open than, just to hear the separation prior to the internet, it's been great of expanding to get to certain areas of information specifically for the indigenous roots of all these different cultures, that does, differentiate why even the language is slightly different, even if it is still Spanish. So celebrations, parades, Dia de los Muertos is also coming up in November, which is, again, we love to celebrate our dead people because whatever, turn up, it's just a transitional state. They're not really gone. That's kind of how we think of things. So, and then just educating people as much as possible, just like when you come to their countries, bring it in, bring it in. You're probably my family somehow, some way. Doesn't even matter.
Oh, Hannah, wait, question before you go to your next one. What's Day of the Dead? When is that again?
November. Okay, so it actually goes through November 1st through November 3rd, but each day kind of has a different focal point. So it's like animals is a focal point, little kids is a focal point, and then like adults, older people is a focal point. So each day kind of has a different level of, again, we love an excuse to party for multiple days in a row, day and night, night and day, drink a little here and there, and food, turn up the turn up.
And for the people that don't know what that is, what is Day of the Dead?
So again, it's a celebration of our loved ones that have transitioned over. So even down to like, animals, we do feel like their animals are like a part of our family. That's one day of it. And, they come to us specifically for a certain part of our journey. And so we'll go to the grave sites of, again, animals, small children, and then adults and older pass on. And we also, if we can't get to their actual specific grave site, we have things called they're altars, essentially ofrendas, but they're altars, and so that looks different ways, but usually like some type of table set up that'll have different pictures, if we can, of our loved ones. And then we'll have, candles are always good. A lot of times they'll put food, like whoever their loved one is, like their favorite food or favorite drink, or if they was a smoker, or yada yada yada. And it just is essentially of a time, because again, not to get too much into woo 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 whatever, but these are practices that it is said that during that specific time, planetarily speaking, the veil, which would be, again, whatever that is between here and the other side, is very thin, and because of that, it's easier for us to feel their presence and or them to come party with us for those couple of days. And so again, even more so to emphasize your rootedness and your ancestors. And I tell people, whether you subscribe to it or not, we all have angels or ancestors or spirit guides or whatever you want to say that are usually also alongside the journey with us. So again, it's a way to maintain that connection to those sources. And even if you don't even have that, like there are a lot of people who might in their own journey of life come across maybe like a patron saint, or we love us our Virgin de Guadalupe. Like she has her own effort of, again, the divine maternal role, so they'll even put those pictures up and those entities up to kind of connect with during that time.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
Yeah.
There's like usually costumes, masks.
Yeah, and that's kind of where it goes. It breaks down to different, because Mexico heavily celebrates it, but again, there's other countries, but like there's cascadas, there's like different ways, which again is an extension of whatever those indigenous roots. It's a mix, because again, with the colonization, we couldn't just like outwardly keep the stuff going. We had to again merge it up. So a lot of times they'll have mass, which is because a lot of people that are Catholic, mass, and then they'll do a big dress up in their own regale, and then different paintings that are reflective. So even like in Africa, there's different tribes that they have like certain ways that they'll paint themselves, whether it's again protection against evil spirits, or to fear off, because there was a certain time that maybe it was a survival thing. Similarly, there's different neighborhoods in different states and different countries that also do different versions of painting and ordaining self, because again, that's an extension still of embodying whatever their ancestors did.
Nice, nice. While we're still kind of on like holidays and festivals, can you speak a little bit about Carnival? Because that's like a big one across Caribbean, but also when I was in South America, they had it in a couple countries. Like Bolivia did it. I think Colombia also does it.
Yeah, so Mexico doesn't really do it, unfortunately, but we just find other ways of doing our things. But yes, I will say a lot of that is more so rooted in the African roots. So a lot of those countries, obviously, with the Caribbean and Brazil, but they have one of the larger populations of Afro-Indigenous or Afro-Latinas or Latinos, and a lot of it's based off the music and again celebration. Similarly, of culture combination, I would say, because again, whenever it comes to exchange, a lot of it is what is the art form that really does influence a people. And again, with drums and a lot of again the history of music and calling in your ancestors and calling in celebration, the drums are a huge heavy part of that baseline. Again, without infringing too much, because that's not what my culture does, even though I would love to go to a carnival at some point. Let me know next time you go. I would love to come with your girlfriend. I'll do a few crunches and such. I will say with respect to outside of understanding that it's a big celebration of showing the talent and showing again the connection of the Afro-Indigenous roots, that's not something that we do up here, but it always looks like a damn good time.
It does, it does. So Bolivia, I was in Bolivia. Their carnival was not like like they didn't have all the outfits, not the real sexy ones. No, they were just like in traditional tribal gear, lots of masks, lots of different things like that. What was really cool about Bolivia's carnival is it was tribes from all over the country, and so you could definitely kind of see the region. So like people who are more in the mountains had different attire versus people who are more like at the valleys or closer to water. So that was really cool.
Yeah, and I think there's a way, like there's a way of a lot of the different countries have breakdowns of, we love a good parade. Okay, we love a good, again, reason to celebrate and party. So even down in Mexico, they have like different saints that they'll have parades for every couple of months. Again, like Palm Sundays, all that kind of stuff. We're always going down. Actually, one of the states I like to go to a lot in Mexico is called Oaxaca. I tell people it's like the Texas of Mexico, because whenever Mexico like this, it's like right here, right before you get to other Central American countries. But they have something called Galagata, which again, similarly, it's like a 7-day party. And in that they do have, because Oaxaca has some of the highest population of the indigenous people still active in their own, because there's mountains there, there's jungle there, there's beach there, there's like city there, and they all come to their central Oaxaca city, which is the capital, and it's a potluck. It's a big ass potluck. They come, they dance, they exchange food, they party for 7 days straight. And that's exactly what it is. It's again, it's not necessarily like a going down the street, but because there's not like Brazil is known for being a little bit more like they're gonna show that skin, baby girl, on the beach. Why not? You know, so it's all different ways of again respecting and celebrating the different cultures, even inside each country and even inside each state. So yeah, I can see that. That'd be cool. But let me know. We going to Brazil or what? Let's go, ladies. You can come too. Come on, Theo. You got it.
Yeah,
Well, I was thinking I was gonna go hard for Cinco de Mayo. Damn, they be going hard for Cinco de Mayo, and I'm over here.
No. So Cinco de Mayo is another American celebration. Very much. Well, Pueblo, Mexico is where the origins came from, and the reason it's always such a big thing is because it's the underdog. They were able to win a really big battle because they were going up against the French with like 100, 200 like soldiers, and like actually a lot of the soldiers were African Americans because they had come down fleeing slavery, and at the time Mexico had already like we weren't doing that slavery stuff no more, and so America and France were trying to kind of like get back into, hey, well, we're gonna do this is slave territory when we need our slaves, so on and so forth. And Mexico was like, this is our land, we're gonna do it our way. And with that, they were like, well, we're gonna bring, because at the time France had a big ass army and they was doing a lot of extra, and so they pulled up with their big old army, like thousands of people, all these ships, and efforts to again reclaim really their funds because they had loaned somebody to Mexico and like, you're going to pay us back our funds. And Mexico's like, yeah, okay. They weren't going to do that. And you're not getting these slaves. So you're not going to get no money exchange to sending them back to America because they're here. So they're Mexican now. And so there was a lot of indigenous people and a lot of black people that were on the Pueblo army side that whooped ass, but they were led by a Texan. Shout out to Zaragoza, General Zaragoza. But yeah, but with that being said, because of the win, Pueblo, Mexico does do a big celebration on the Cinco de Mayo. But I hate to burst everybody's bubble, but the reason it became so popular in America is because people would buy more alcohol, people would drink more, people would buy more tacos.
So you mean I'm getting drunk for no reason?
I mean, you're for Pueblo, Mexico, the underdog. We won, woo! But it's like people are like, oh, that's Mexican Independence. No, Mexican Independence is actually September 16th. But we start partying on September 15th because again, y'all know how I like to get down, very much so. But yeah, it's actually September 16th is our Independence Day. So
May 5th.
Yeah, it's fun. But shout out to Pueblo, Mexico. They did that.
And lie to me all this time out here ordering damn freaking fajitas and fucking.
You can. Hey, listen. If you ever want to support a Latino-owned business, we're always going to support that. Please purchase more from Latino-owned businesses. Thank you so much.
So, okay, how do Latinos make sure that their culture is not getting too Americanized?
So, and that kind of again gets into a certain breakdown, which no disrespect, because again, every country has their own thing. It depends, because there are people who are sellouts, right? And unfortunately, they're going to get a lot more airtime. Which, for instance, the red hat people of America, and how they're like, well, didn't all y'all vote for this? Run back the statistics, okay? A lot of that is
who's the red hat people?
They support an orange man. And not to get to, that's a different episode, Tutu. Calm down. But I think, because again, you're representing so many different people in so many different countries, and everybody has their own agenda, and even more so because there's so many different shades as well. Everybody's agenda is different. I do think that I'm going to, again, go back to what I can speak on, which is, again, being a Texan. I'm very big into being a real Texan is understanding that we had Six Flags over us, and that's why there is a Six Flags everybody gets to have fun at. And with doing that, it's because I am proud, even though there are parts of the history that weren't completely bright and shining stars, we were able to influence in a lot of different ways of, positivity. There's a lot of, Southern hospitality that we're big on barbecue. Okay, I don't care about all them other places I talk about. I don't know what y'all talking about. Barbecue is the best down here. Again, understanding that we do have some odes to, we have our own version of Mexican food, Tex-Mex. So I think just more so the culture preservation and or not cultural preservation is very much so dependent on the individual and based off of their experiences either at their native country and the pride that they either do or don't have from that, because again there is a lot of marketing and promotion behind the American dream. And while I can't speak on what other countries, I've heard that's like a marketing ploy across the globe. So it's how easily are you bamboozled into that or not? Because again, especially right now, I think that a lot of people are seeing that once you get here, well, is this really the dream? And again, depending on where you go, because there I feel so bad. Some people end up in California. God, nobody can survive in California right now. That's why they're all coming here. But at the same time, if you go to some other places, like here in Texas, like you might get depending on again everybody coming here, so there no you can stay Tutu, but I'm just saying, but the prices are all going up because all these different people are coming here. So it really is an individual situation, and it is one thing that I feel like is important to emphasize is that every country is its own country. And while Mexico was one of the biggest ones, and there's a lot of us, and we be in like every part of the globe, because is there work? Because we're down to work. We'll probably go because we're probably working. The pride of from each country is dependent, and I do feel like Mexico is very similar to Texas with being prideful of that. So again, that's why I do still claim, if I can, I'm not a Mexican, but I do have Mexican roots, and I'm very proud of that, just because again the genuinity, the influence that they have had over time, just again for me in my life and what I've experienced. I'm gonna claim Mexico before I probably claim the other parts of the United States, because I don't really know them like that, but
Okay. All right. My last question then. Do you feel like, or is there anything, I guess, in the Hispanic or Latin American community where it's like when they hear people who are not Latina or Latino say something like, so like if like a Black person or a white person's like, ese, or like saying like just Spanish words or Spanish phrases that really don't go with who they are?
A little bit. I think that not really, unless they're Americanized, unless they're Chicano, right? So my dad, he has this big thing. He'd be like, because mind you, he's a boomer. Okay, so very much so. There was a time when he was little, like yeah, he was drinking out of colored water fountain, and he was like the only brown person at his school growing up for a long time, and so people would intentionally try to fight him and all this kind of stuff, and so he has this him personally, not everybody, but he personally, like when people be like, "Hey, what's up, amigo?" He'd be like, "What you trying to say right now?" You know what I mean? Like what that's supposed to mean. For him, he prefers primo or prima, because it's like, "Hey, cousin," like, "What's up, cuz?" So again, I think it goes back to the rootedness of how they've experienced their Latino or Hispanic lifestyle, and if there was an undertone of having to defend themselves, like how to be defensive sometimes for no reason, there's a reason for that. We don't know what it is some days, but there's a reason for that. So I think again it does depend on the person, because otherwise, like I've talked to people straight from Mexico, and they don't give a damn if you call them amigo or not. Like they're just like, okay, what's up, amigo? They know what you mean. They, again, at the core of it all, I think more times than not, especially the general population of a lot of the Latin American countries are so rooted in the indigenous people, and indigenous people are like they're community based. They want to bring people in, they want to connect. That's even why the colonization took over, because they were like, oh, they thought we were gods. No, they thought y'all were smelly, and they were like, they need to be fed, they need to freaking wash, they need to understand what the culture is here, they need to survive. And then it kind of transformed into what we have today. So I think it's best to inquire with the person, and I think it's best to, I'm saying, if you are trying to connect, be like, the most important thing above all is ask them where they're from. Ask them what country. Don't assume they're Mexican. Don't assume they're Puerto Rican because you're in a certain part of New York. But like, you look like you're one of my brown cousins. What type of brown are you? That's totally fine. Yeah.
I gotcha. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Thank you. Hopefully I answered it okay for all them people.
Whatever, amiga.
Yeah, okay, that's fine. I said my daddy got a problem with it. I know when you try to be shady, but I love the palm tree, so I ain't worried about that. Let's get the palm wine going, baby.
Hey, yo.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's talk stereotypes.
Okay.
Like me, I got one. Why y'all come out of car so many, man? Like it's like so many of y'all in the same car, like come out like ants. Like ants come out of the ground. Yeah, it's like too many of y'all come out the same, one car at the same time. Like what's up with that?
Yeah, I mean, well, again, we're very familial based. We'll start there. And a lot of times, if a lot of people are coming out of the car because they're just here making money and sending it back home where they came from. So y'all are the one getting played by having to purchase a house for everybody, a car for everybody, spending all your money whenever I'm keeping my money and sending it back to where my people need it in my neighborhood. So a lot of times, again, if there's a lot of people coming out the car, it's just because they going to work because that's what we do.
Yeah, let's speak on that a little bit, right? Like you mentioned something about like consolidating the funds, and that's like families in one house, right?
Mm-hmm.
How comfortable is that?
How what?
Comfortable.
How comfortable is that? Well, I will say, if anything, I think it's more commonplace and comfortable than not, because I think that outside of Americanization, a lot of cultures have multiple generations and multiple family members in one household to some extent. So comfortable enough for most of the world to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True. I mean, in today's world with with the ICE, like the ICE, like how's your community, like how's your community dealing with ICE? Because man, like some grocery stores are really looking dry, man. Like
yeah,
I don't hear the music. I don't hear the like I don't hear none of that. I don't see nobody speaking on the phone loud, like the person is far away. Like, bro, like
don't stop me doing that too. Not too much. Yeah.
Get them.
So the older generation be doing that stuff. Not
right, same.
The older generation be doing that stuff. Yeah, but what's up with that? We're not speaking about those. We speak about you guys.
Okay. I'm just making sure. I'm just trying to say that we're a lot more alike than you might think, there, friend. But yeah.
No.
So ICE. The question's kind of about ICE and how it's affecting our people.
Mm-hmm.
So first and foremost, again, it kind of goes back into different experiences. It is unfortunate. It is actually an extension of history repeating itself, because in the early 1900s, there was something very similar that happened where they did deport millions of Latinos, usually back to Mexico, even if they were actually American born. So for one, it's kind of unfortunate because for those who know, again, typically that are Chicanos, it's a repeat of history, and we're hoping that it goes a little bit differently. It is something that I would like to remind people as well, like, yeah, it has slowed down some of maybe our celebrations or some of our outpour, and then in our our supermarkets and phone conversations. But I do think that this round of it, one thing that is more inspirational than not, is seeing the people that have gotten together, because the best way to combat hate and to combat ignorance is to still celebrate, still be prideful, connect with people, stay connected with them. If they don't have the resources or amenities, being able to educate them in the best form or fashion, because even if you don't have your paperwork, there are still certain inalienable rights that you do have. There are Americans who actually have been deported since the ICE raids have happened. So for me, it is unlike the Americanized culture of just like mind your business, keep pushing, it's all about the individual. It is actually doing more of what Latino culture does, which is check on your neighbor, check on somebody who might be a different shade of brown, because ultimately, if all the Latinos are deported, it's the next shade of brown that is affected, no matter where your country of origin is. There's also, potentially a talk of like, well, if us Mexicans and other Latinos aren't in the fields doing the work, who gonna do it? Maybe who was in the fields before. And again, so I think it's just a build out of reminding ourselves that it's not just, oh, that ain't my business, so I'm not gonna talk about it. It's just more so like, no, like all of us have come together to curate what we know today as current day the United States of America. And with that, dance in their faces, celebrate in their faces, and do our best to keep an eye out for our neighbors and each other, because there is a reason everybody has come here. So again, we don't know everybody's agenda specifically, but it has impacted. It is unfortunate, and there are people who are, being put in very compromising situations. That also being said, with the deportation, unluckily for us here in America, but luckily for other places, they have been put into situations where, okay, before the crumble of what might be here, they're able to go somewhere and start building out the roots. Because at the core of it all, I do think that most Latinos are very strong in the fact that, you know, even if things don't work out, there's still a grit and a hard work of like, but we're still going to pull up our bootstraps, as we say here in Texas, and get the job done and keep going because we still have families that we are interconnected with and we do have weighing on us. So, I mean, it's there, but whatever. Celebrate anyways.
Yeah, celebrate. You guys love to celebrate, by the way.
We do.
Do you think that, well, is this a stereotype that you guys are loud? Like, you guys are known for loud parties and music? Is that a stereotype, or is it just tradition? Is it a myth, or like, what do you think?
Well, now you know damn well it's not a myth. That's crazy. No, I mean, yeah, I think if you work hard, you got to play hard, and again, that goes back to being prideful of your roots, prideful of your culture. Like, I unfortunately you haven't invited me to a party, but I'll be looking forward to an upcoming invitation. But I think similarly, there's multiple days like of people with different tribes that they have. Baby gets loud, we're gonna cut up. It's gonna be, you know what I'm saying, stay awake or take a nap in the corner, come back out because we still gonna be partying and doing it. So again, I think it's just more so a celebration of being able to be a part of a culture that we're proud of, and why not turn up? I mean, what life is about working and going and dying? Like hell no, we're gonna have a good time.
Yeah, learning without playing makes Jack a dull boy, to say, right?
Exactly.
So, you guys are wow. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I say, yeah, whoever the hell he is. Keep going.
Yeah.
We're going to say Juan. It's Latino Heritage Month.
Okay, sorry. Who? Juan?
Juan.
Yeah, Juan. Oh, okay. Cool. Wait, what's that name you gave me? Theo. Yeah, what?
Theo.
Yeah, we could use Theo. But anyways, being that you guys are over there in that wild, wild west place where, you know, crazy things happen, or not sometimes, and with ICE again, and the loud music and all, with the white people, are you guys not scared to still be playing loud music and all, you know, the stuff? Scared for them to, you know, call the, you know, ICE or you guys or the cops and stuff like that? Like, how does that work now? Do you guys still have that freedom the way you normally would? Or, you know, the white folks over there don't really care, like, across America, like you say?
No, I mean, fortunately, I mean, off just the rip, we do not care. That being said, there's certain neighborhoods, I suppose, just like anywhere, like certain places and spaces, like where you just like, they might get more pull, I guess. So you might be a little bit more tactful about it. But if anything, there's actually what they call it, I forgot what they're calling it. But there's actually a lot of white people that are going to Latin American countries like Mexico and trying to like set up shop because of, again, the predicament of current American affairs. And with that, it's very interesting because they're trying to do that same shit about like, you're being too loud, and people are, can I curse on here? Because I definitely have been cursing. People are fucking them up. Like, people are like, well, take your ass back home then. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is what we do here. We're going to party. We're going to party outside. We're going to eat outside of your front door. Matter of fact, we're going to make sure that you know that you need to be uncomfortable because nobody's here to save you. So I think, and it's not because some people are quote apart, like, you know, Irish people, they like to get down, they like to party. I think the people that just don't know how to flavor their food, just by general, they have a depressing life. So a lot of times people who have anger issues behind that's because they want to be included. They want to be included in the tacos. They want to be included in the fiesta. They just weren't invited, and now they feel some type of way. I'm like,
that people don't know how to season their food. I'm screaming, Kirby.
But you already knew who I was talking about, right?
I already knew. We talk about the palm color people. We already knew that for a fact.
But it's also, but again, it helps you specify because the southern palm people, they know to put a little bit of bacon grease and stuff. They need to put a little extra sazon in different things. But the ones who don't know how to flavor, those are the ones specifically that lack luster in their life, and they just want to be included, but they're not going to be included because you don't know how to act.
Are the Africans outside having parties?
Sorry, come again.
Are the Africans outside having parties?
No, y'all got money. Y'all can afford the big nice place. Y'all go indoors with your parties.
As a lie, man, some of them hiding now, man. Like, it's crazy out here now. They're actually stopping people. Like, they just see, oh, you look like that papers. They just stop you. Like, people are hiding now. Like,
they do that in DC. They have checkpoints in DC now where they literally just look, if you are like Black or Hispanic looking, then, or Latin American looking, or they just be,
That's
I heard
great.
that.
Yeah. If anything, some days I'm like, I dare y'all to go ahead and deport me, because at this point, it's giving, like, I'm not, my thing about it is I was raised like, you can't live life in fear. because then that makes them win, whoever they may be. Like, I'm here, so I'm gonna turn up right here. If you see me over there, guess what I'm gonna do? Turn it up. And unfortunately, again, I can't speak on behalf of everybody, but there's always a job that needs to be done. And if a little bit of grit, a little bit of elbow grease, like, okay, I'll do it. And if my accent sounds crazy, but you know what I said though, right? Cool.
But some of the people are deported. Like, did they actually send them back to their country of origin, or did they send them to like one of those places where they're doing the deals and things like that?
Right now, a lot of it's at the deal place. I mean, some people are being deported back to their origin country. Most, I would say, again, I think it breaks down to, right, because the whole thing is a business ordeal, right? There's certain budget classes of individuals that see at a certain point everybody below them is like, I'm gonna say cattle, I guess in my Texan form. It's like cattle. It's like workhorses. It's like people that are just numbers that they use as like, okay, this is just a number on a spreadsheet. It doesn't really matter to me. And so, for instance, one thing, again, I won't do too much into it, but like America has a lot of private owned prisons, right? And so if it's here in America or if it's a collaboration they've done with other countries that might have somewhat similar corrupt governments, there's probably some type of private prison that a certain number is going to make them a certain amount of money back because it's a certain level of workforce, because prison systems are the modern day slavery for the time being, where they can still pass on not really paying people for what they are doing and still getting free labor out of it. So there are again people who have been sent to a certain prison that is privately owned, that again, those are the criminals supposedly, but there are some people who are just like, okay, well, you're not really criminal, but you are brown and we picked you up, so where's your paperwork? You don't have it. Okay, go back to Mexico. There are people who, again, maybe they came here when they were like 2 or 3, but they don't have paperwork, so they're being sent back. There are people, again, with they might be in college and trying to get their degree here, but again, they don't have the right paperwork, so they're being sent back. So some of those people might get the benefit of going back to their country of origin, but I also feel like because there's different levels of government transition in all the different Latin American countries, Mexico is actually doing pretty well right now with a woman president, and a lot of the transitions that are happening for them is a lot in a progressive state because people are defaulting to utilizing them for a lot more of commercialization, like with China and stuff like that, because America has all this tariffs and all this other kind of stuff where they thought they was doing something with that, but now Mexico's just like, well, we work, so we'll do it. But again, that's not necessarily the case for all different Latin American countries, and so it is very dependent on the government system in these countries. Like Venezuela right now is kind of going through a lot of government unrest, and so if you're sent back to Venezuela, that might be your country of origin, but then again, that could be a different type of setback compared to a person who's from Mexico. So,
Yep. All right. This last one here. An example. Normally, I would tell Tutu, like a Creole that she normally speaks, sounds nothing like the pidgin that we speak, even though she claims that they origin the language. You know what I mean? And things like that. Like we debate what like culture, language, stuff like that. So, to you, do you think that criticizing each other within the community about how we express culture, do you think is helpful, or does it end up dividing us further?
Well, I feel like anything, it's about the intent behind it, because Latinos are also known, like, we're kind of mean to some extent, but it's a way of us like bonding. Like, we're really big on like nicknames, and the nickname could be like bald headed or like gut or like big nose. You know what I'm saying? Like, it could be just very like, damn, why you say like that? But it's like it's a form of embrace. So there is and I don't know if you're trying to bring her down or if you're trying to embrace her by like, ha ha. But I'm assuming
Talking shit. That's what he doing.
I'm assuming in Theo fashion, you just trying to, what I'm saying, mess with her a little bit in a form of care and like familialness. So there's a lot of different breakdowns, again, depending on how the person's coming about it, because there's a lot of Spanish in El Salvador and Spanish in Mexico and Puerto Rico and the Dominicans. They all have a whole different accent behind it. People, if you go to Colombians, they're really big on like, oh, it's just saying, oh, thank you, like, oh, no, thank you, and thanks to God for you being here, and I hope the Lord blesses you so much. Like, they do this extra shit, and like, on one, you're like, okay, thanks. On the other hand, it's just like, that's that shit y'all be doing, right? I mean, I probably needed that extra prayer, but wow, you could have just said you're welcome. So that's, I think that's the kind of banter that's like, okay, in good spirits, but then there's a lot of Latin countries have like caste systems that are still very much so in play. And again, sometimes it's broken down by shades of color and sometimes broken down by purely just financial background. So sometimes, and again, no disrespect to Cuba or Florida, but like there was a lot of, when the Cuba revolts happened, a lot of the people that came here to America were like white passing and very wealthy by disposition. Obviously, they had to like restart here in America, but like that's why y'all's accent of Spanish is crazy as hell. The ones that are here, like y'all definitely are a lot more racially inclined. So I think there's just a back and forth of maybe if they're saying something to a browner skinned Latino from the Dominican, from Puerto Rico, like, what you mean by that? What you trying to say? So there's again some historical context that, and even more like Dominican and Haiti, like they have their own like beef, even though y'all were one country at one point, but like they do not mess with each other and they're literal neighbors. So it really does depend on, again, your knowledge and again your intentions. But for the most part, like there's a whole subgenre of Latinos that are like, don't be weak, we just messing with you, it's fine.
1 second, Tutu. Last question. Like me, it baffles me when somebody says Africa is a country. I'm like, what? Like, that's crazy. Yeah. So for you, what are some crazy things that people say and you have to pause and, look at them like, yo, do you know geography or something? Like, or history?
Yeah, I mean, I think, and again, this I will say for as my Americanization, I have a different level of like, I don't take it personally because again, I've just been subject to it. But I will say, as most Latinos, especially in America, if the people are not Mexican, they get very offended if you call them Mexican because it would be similar to like, oh, African. Like, not everybody is Mexican just because they're speaking Spanish. So that's one thing I try to educate people on very quickly because that can be very offensive to certain people. I would say I really don't have to. I feel like there's different breakdown of, I think, maybe inter of food. Maybe I get a little offended by because I'm like, Mexican. I feel like we have the best version of Latino food, but that's because it's my culture. But like we're not. There's phrasings that people down here like taco bender is a word that people say as offensiveness, or beaner, or chili choker. These are phrases that people, and I'm like, bro, what does that even mean? But I think it's kind of funny at this point. But these are different versions of how people are like, okay, I guess they're trying to offend me, but they're not really offending me. But I don't think that I have much that I get like surprised by. The one stickler I am about is obviously the Hispanic Latino thing, because I think that again the origin of that was very intentional, for a different reason, because like y'all just didn't want us because he was doing a better at your job than you did. But yeah, I don't think that I don't take much offense to much things. Just educate yourself. Not everybody's Mexican, not everybody speaks Spanish. Some people, actually, there's a lot of languages that are spoken in these countries, so know what you're saying.
Yeah, girl, because I'm Dominican.
Okay. Okay, sure. Okay.
Yeah, I could be Dominican, but I feel like I'm a little too dark to be Dominican. Because
and that's that. Okay, that would be one thing that I will say. There are so many. No, there are like every Latin American country has every shade that you can think of. That's one thing of ignorance too that might be also applicable in this situation. Like, no, there are definitely people that are your shade in Mexico, in Brazil, in every country, every Latin American country, in Dominican, definitely Dominican. That, if anything, if you go to the Dominican Republic and they see the like, they'll probably speak to you in Spanish.
Okay, I look Dominican, period.
No, 100%, because there's all shades in all these countries. Like we're a mix. All those countries are mixing pots. 100%.
I remember we had Virish on here. He's like a little bit black Indian.
What did you say?
Remember we had Virish on here? Like he's like a little bit black Indian.
One of the guests that we had on, he was Indian.
Yeah, he's like a little bit black Indian, like.
Yeah. Honestly, there was a time, depending on what, I remember growing up, because of the type of brown my dad is, like in certain neighborhoods, because there are certain neighborhoods that have like, it's a little divided down here to some extent. Like there's like Asian neighborhoods, there's like, which India is Asian, but there's like Indian neighborhoods, there's like Mexican neighborhoods, white and black. But like there were times, I'm not gonna say specifically what people say, but people will call my dad like a sand person, and I'd be like, and he would just be like, whatever. But I'm like, damn, I guess you are kind of that type of brown, whatever that means. But again, it's about context, like where you are. So all shades of brown. As my dad, well, I don't know. Well, I don't know. Fuck. My dad always says, "White's all right when brown not around," because brown is always gonna hold it down. Period. So,
Wait, say that again.
white's all right when brown not around, because brown gonna always hold it down.
Okay.
Very much so.
Period. I know that's right. Like I said, I'm a Dominican mommy. You could ask
Period. Let's go to where's the trip? Let's go to DR right now. Book the trip. Book the trip. You never have PTO. I don't want to hear it. Keep going.
I was you putting so many things out here. You're tri-national right now.
Right.
What else am I? What else did I say I was?
You're Black American. You're
I'm African.
You're African, and now you're a
But see,
Dominican.
that might be why people get confused, because I will say I'm already big on like rep your country, but like when people come here from whatever country in Africa, they'll just say, "Oh, I'm from Africa," and they don't denote specifically what country. So then it's hard for people like, "Oh, well, you one of them Africans, huh?" Like, damn, what are you from, South Africa, or are you from Sierra Leone? Like, where are you from? So you didn't even rep your rep your hood, girl.
I'm from Sierra Leone. AK's from Uganda.
I'm crying.
But I'm from
That's
Sierra
not
Leone.
what he said earlier. Is that?
Girl, he's from Uganda. Don't let him fool you.
That's not what he said earlier.
He's from Uganda for real.
Yo, okay.
Oh, that's wild. Wow.
That's the AK been talking shit all recorded.
You know the funny thing? Single country that I've heard. That's the first I've ever heard from Uganda. That's the first.
Wow.
Voila.
AK's from Cameroon, but close enough.
That's what I was saying. That's what he said earlier, but okay. But again, but y'all like repping. Y'all are just saying you're African, so y'all better rep it.
No,
So
I'm West African. I'm West African.
But even still, but is it because y'all have such some people have such small countries that you don't want to rep the specifics?
Oh, I rep it all the time. Oh, I'm from the West Side.
Small, we rep it.
Right, but rep it.
We rep that.
But okay, but that's what I was gonna say though. I know we have a big Eritrean population here, an Ethiopian population. I know they're like, oh, well, I'm from East Africa, but like, rep it, like, rep where you're from. Like, that's one thing I'm like, don't hold back, because that's where people are slow. Like, they're just gonna hear, oh, well, you African. You said you African, so you're African. If you don't want them to stop considering it a country, then tell them what country you're from.
True. I mean, sometimes I say Cameroon, somebody look at me like, huh? Like,
and be like, look at the map, baby.
Huh?
Look it up on TikTok. Whatever, it's fine.
You got a cell phone, right? Yep, just look it up, man.
They like in Central Africa. They don't matter.
Oh
God. Okay.
They claim they swear up and down that they from the West Side. But if you really look in the map, in the continent, they in the center of Africa.
That's where the heart is. That's what I'm saying. He's the heart of Africa.
If you're not from the West Side, you're not from the West Side, you don't matter. That's that.
I'm crying. See, look, this is getting into territory that I can't speak too much on. But
we just talked about cultural conflicts. Now she's over here. No,
that's because you were going straight all episodes. So now this is my time. Hannah, we're gonna inaugurate you into the West Side. So you.
And so I was like, Hannah, do you mind me asking, because you're definitely giving ambiguous.
He's Sierra Leonean.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Period. Yeah. But still, you could definitely be a prima. So use it to your benefit.
A prima, really? From where? What country?
Well, again, because she's the type of shade that she could be from any of the countries.
Fact. That's fact. Hannah, you know, like if I didn't like know you, I would have thought like without you saying that you like Black, I would have thought if you was. Is it Hispanic or
Afro-Latina? She'll be Afro-Latina.
I would have said you from like Peru. I would expect you to be like some
Peru.
Peru.
Wow.
You know, like
they actually have a little more of an Asian undertone for sure. There, I would say, I don't know. I do feel more. She's giving island gal.
You know, or something. Yeah, like you wouldn't. I feel like
maybe
some country that you wouldn't think it would be like. It wouldn't be like the normal like popular countries. It'd be like Chile. And like, damn girl, what the hell you doing in Chile? Like, So,
Cute. But again, you girl, you putting her right there in the southern part of America. Good for her. And you.
okay, all right. So let's wrap this up. But before we wrap this up, Kirby, how do you feel it's fair to judge others for not speaking Spanish? I mean, you kind of already touched on it, but do you feel like as if like people should be crucified, even if they are like their families or their parents are Hispanic or from these countries? Do you feel like as if they don't, the kids don't know how to, or somebody doesn't, do you feel like it's fair for people to be judged, or it's just like it is what it is, or should at least they should at least try to at least know something of the sort?
Yeah, I mean, I think it is. I think it's based off. I don't think it's right to judge anybody if they haven't had the opportunity of exposure. But I do feel like if lack of exposure does also reflect in judgment of people speaking Spanish, then you get to be judged back for sure. I think it's just a hand in hand, like as a defensive mechanism. If you haven't again been exposed to it, and you're just gonna judge the person at the supermarket speaking in Spanish, and you're like, well, I know what you're saying, so now I'm gonna feel some way because you're speaking a language I understand, and then you get hateful with it. Like, that's why you can't speak Spanish. If you know what I was saying, you know what I was saying. But if it's again just like, oh well, like I unfortunately, like I didn't grow up with my family roots, but like I just don't know. But maybe again, it's not even like if they, because again, I think the confidence of learning another language comes with confidence and self-awareness. So I can't fault somebody if they're at a different level of self-awareness or confidence in self to learn or not learn a language. But judgment is definitely deserved if judgment's put out. But if it's not, then like leave them alone. Because do you speak your native tongue? Do you speak the indigenous language of where all these people were based out of? Then mind your business. They're surviving.
And does do Heritage Months like Hispanic Heritage Month help people feel valued, or do you feel like it's just like an act or performance, or how do you feel like, first of all, do you feel like as if Hispanic Heritage Month is, I want to say, what's the word, recognized or highlighted enough, or like, how we have like the different months, like you got Black History Month, and then you got all that stuff, but like for real, I'm not even gonna hold you, like I knew there was Hispanic Heritage Month, but I didn't know like the in-depthness of it, or like, so like I heard about it, but I didn't really like know much about it. So do you feel like it's recognized enough, and do people feel valued and they actually appreciate the fact that it's being recognized?
I sort of. I think again, it's really difficult and unfortunate. And again, while there might be a rootedness of why they're starting in the middle of the month, because September 15th has so many people that have their Independence Day on that day through October 15th, because it's half and half a month. People don't know what the hell it is, because like people have specific months, like whether it's February or May or whatever. Like it's like, oh, this is the month that's that culture. I also think that there historically, because of the different paths of taken by Latinos in combating how much attention or how much, like, we might have pride in our inner circle, but sometimes it is difficult. Like, oh, it's fine. Like, I don't have to speak up because I don't care what they think. Even if we do care what they think, I think there is a problem with, like, I think exposure or transfusion with other people, like giving us the recognition. Like, we're fine, we got our own recognition, we don't really need it per se. But I do think with the newer generation and having a lot better availability to educate yourself on the rootedness of how much Latinos have played a role, especially in American culture, and being a foundational part of it, has helped a little bit. But I think right now most Latinos are still finding their voice to speak up again, because there is a certain level of like, well, it don't matter. Like, it's an ego thing to some extent, because there's a lot of pridefulness that, like, well, I don't have to get the recognition, I'm still gonna just go do my job, make money, and give back to my family. So I think with that, I'm not gonna say there wasn't brown people advocating alongside Black people during the civil rights movement, but I think that the continuation of using voice and speaking up for like Black African Americans in general has been a lot more loud in that regard than we have advocated for our rights. And I think again it goes back into, because there is so much separation of, again, where people are at in their Latino experience and in their American experience. It's been hard to kind of like get together. Okay, get together, this is what we've concluded. Whereas the lump sum of slavery, that was a foundational point for one group, and then there's the other part of like, oh, my family came from whatever country in Africa, and this is where growing up I had these things said about me. Like those are two very distinct, like I can claim a side, but because being on this side, there's just a lot more breakdown of that. It's been difficult for just as a whole Latinos to find their voice. So I think it's a good initiative for us to find our voice. I don't think that we've reached our peak of really celebrating the history and the culture as best as possible, because it is difficult with all the other parts of the consumerism background of why people even created heritage months, because they want people to buy stuff and spend money that they don't really need to spend. But I feel like just like with, you can celebrate Black History 365, you can celebrate Latino History 365 too. So
yeah, they need to get it together because I love me a good suavemente, and I need to be invited to the to the cookouts because y'all be having cookouts too.
carne asadas.
Yeah, the carne asadas and the birria tacos, and I don't drink Coronas. I don't like Modelos. I don't
Tequila.
Tequila. Yeah,
mezcal is also a thing too. Yummy.
do that. Yeah, so I need to like get it together because I got me a whole I'm not gonna hold you. I got me a whole playlist and it's just all Hispanic music.
Period. Yeah, and that's ways to celebrate us. Like, girl, rep us, please.
I can do that.
Yeah, come on. She's very Dominican.
It's from yes, Dominican mommy. Yes. Period. Okay. So last but not least, who gets to decide? Who do you think gets to decide what makes someone truly Hispanic or Latino? Like, who makes the rules? Like, nobody can tell me that I'm not African because I'm African.
And that's where it's the individual. The individual determines if they are or not. Like, some people don't want to claim affiliation at all, and that's them. But it's the person. Like, you can't. Somebody can. You said what?
That AK, because AK wants to tell me that I'm not African. But anyways,
hey, listen. Yeah, exactly. AK can't tell you, hey, if you're subscribing to it, you subscribe to it. Now you have somebody that's telling you what you are, what you aren't. But only you can tell somebody what you are, what you aren't. So again, it's up to the person. Hey, if they're repping as a Hispanic, because that feels more aligned with who they feel like their spirit is and their cultural background is, cool. If they want to say Latino, cool. If they want to say Tejana or Chicana, cool. But ultimately, where my emphasis is, almost every single one of those persons in that specific category have been rooted back to indigenous people on this side of the globe, which have their own respective rights of being the OGs of the east side of the globe. And those are all beautiful things that got us to where we are today.
Period. All right.
Because she only really rep Africa when she's about to get herself out of trouble. When she gets herself in trouble,
Hey.
she rep Africa to get herself out of trouble.
That's not true. Kirby at work, what do I say all the time? What am I at work?
No, you're definitely the African, but also some of it, it's. But even more so, you better be specific. At the end of this podcast, we're gonna rep our countries more, not just African, because that's why people are getting confused. Is it a country or is it a continent? I know it's a continent. I understand that, but other people aren't as intelligent as me. So let's rep our countries, okay?
Now, don't give it to her though. She do go back to Sierra Leone a lot and donate to the little kids. She likes to play soccer.
She got like diplomats in her family, right? She got them fancy like government people.
Yeah, the money people.
One of them.
Yeah. She did say that when she go back, they'll be driving her in convoys. So.
Ooh, with the flags in the front.
Yeah, a convoy for her. You know what I'm saying? Rich people things.
We're very blessed. We thank the Lord, that they put my family in those predicaments. Somebody did call me royalty at work the other day, and I said, "Oh
no!" And then you were hateful towards him. I need you to work on that. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
That was what?
Then you was hateful to her, and you was like, "Nah." But I was like, "Baby, he calling you royalty." Just like, yeah,
I was royalty, y'all. They called me royalty at work, and they said that I shouldn't be working because I'm really royalty. And I said,
"Well, it sounds like you are, girl."
Girl, where? Because apparently I'm still working.
Well, that you're playing your damn self. Yeah, you're playing your damn self right now. You better rep that, and then it'll come to you quicker.
If I was you, when they said that, I would have just told them to give me $20 each. Because when you're royalty, there are people under you and they work for you. and they pay taxes. So just tell them to pay their $20 taxes.
Listen, I'm gonna just hand you the grapes, or I'll find you some man, because I don't know if I can wait.
Grapes.
So Latinos are the most underpaid in the United States right now, so it's not really in my budget. But yeah.
Hey, well, does anybody have anything else? That's all I had from my good sis. Does anybody have anything else to say? Okay, go ahead and name 5 Latin countries. Go ahead.
Good for you.
Yeah, go ahead, AK.
Do the biggest one at least.
Mexico.
There you go.
Honduras.
Okay.
Costa Rica.
Okay.
Kirby just named all the countries.
I know. I was like, these all sound familiar.
Hey, that's a good memory. Most men don't listen, so he's already ahead of the game.
Okay.
Don't be mad at me.
You got 2 more left.
Puerto Rico, want to go?
What did you say?
Puerto Rico. Is that the Caribbean? That's Caribbean.
No, Puerto Rico's Latin American. Unfortunately, they are still kind of American territory, but that's we're gonna let them live.
Brazil.
Okay.
Yeah, no, they're still Latinos.
All right. Okay, Hannah, go ahead. Give me 5.
I don't want to do this to you, but Spain.
Okay, 6. So Hannah, go ahead and give me another 5 that he didn't say.
All right. I'm gonna say Bolivia, Argentina,
period,
Guatemala, Nicaragua.
Yes.
What's that G one? Guyana. Is that one?
Yes. No,
Guyana is
it is considered Latin American. It is because it's on this side, like Caribbean Latin American.
Lying to me. I thought them people was in the Caribbean.
But see, that's where again if they want to claim the Caribbean part, but it's technically Latin American. It is technically.
What about Trinidad?
And so that's also where, because a lot of times when you look up Latin American, you'll also see a lot of the Caribbean involved in it. But I do believe they're more aligned with the Caribbean, like the Jamaicans are more Caribbean. But again, it goes back to, I believe, more so what language they're actively still speaking in the country and who reigned over them for the longer part of their existence, if you will.
Yeah.
So,
Kirby, you too. Go ahead and drop another 5.
Another 5, girl. I think where we at now?
So many. Tutu, you go.
Jennifer Lopez,
Peru, and Dominican Republic, because you know I'm a Dominican mom. Yes. Chile.
Okay.
You got 2 more.
Oh, we said one with the C.
With a C.
Another one.
Cuba.
That's one. Did we say the one that they also do a little bit of
Costa Rica. Aruba. Yeah, no.
I'm pretty sure. No, Aruba is a Dutch island.
Oh, just kidding. We said Costa Rica, right?
Which one is this? Oh, Colombia.
There you go.
I didn't know that. That's what all the girls that they asked done. Period. Yeah. Colombia. Is that
it? I think we should just all visit all of these countries. Okay, so whatever country you said, we're gonna book a trip.
Those 2 over there, I've probably gone to half of all these countries.
I haven't yet. That's actually I haven't.
Because she's always going to the DMV. She can't go nowhere else.
Kirby, you can get the hell up out here now. At this point, we're done with you. At this point, did you want to be cute? Did you want to be cute and all?
Well, I mean, I say cute, but I also did I lie?
The DMV is just down the highway at that point.
Girl, that's a small terrain.
I've been to Costa Rica. I've been to Aruba don't count. I've been to Costa Rica. I've been to El Salvador. I've been to where else did I go?
It's okay.
I've been to Mexico.
Okay.
You said what, AK?
You didn't go to Dominican Republic?
No, I need to go there so bad.
We're booking the trip. Let's do it.
Yes, I've only been. I think
I've been to Puerto Rico.
You've been there?
to Puerto Rico. I've been to Puerto Rico. Yeah.
What else?
We gotta go to Brazil for Carnival.
Guatemala. That's it.
You haven't gone to Colombia yet?
I haven't been to Colombia. That's another place I want to go to. Yeah. Okay.
Let's make a trip.
Hannah, where have you been?
I miss your own.
For Spanish, I've been to Spain. Don't judge me, Kirby.
Ooh, it's okay.
Yeah, I know. And then Bolivia. Then we went to Peru. I really haven't been much, and that's really it for Spanish.
No, that's
Caribbean,
good.
but
Yeah,
been
it's
to Mexico?
Caribbean. I know you was an island gal. Like I
You been
can
to
see
Mexico?
it.
no, I have
Where?
not been to Mexico. I want to go so bad. I know.
Everybody, I feel like
Please.
everybody like Mexico is like that
Bad.
shit too. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but where do you go in Mexico? Because like sometime it just be like hood ratchet
Girl,
hood.
no, I've been to
It's kind of
Tulum.
further.
I done been to Cancun. I done been
Overrated.
to Cabo. I done been
Ratchet.
to
Right. It's overpriced. Huh? Keep going.
I've been to yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Texas.
Yeah, yeah, because that's mini Mexico, yeah.
Right,
Mm-hmm.
right. Well, we're gonna do like two big flights, not feelings,
Okay,
and
where you been at?
let's go.
Only Mexico, man.
What part of Mexico did you go to? Did you have fun?
Yeah, I did. But I've even kidnapped myself. I was lucky, yo. I was very lucky because the minute I set foot there, bam! Everybody was going to the resort. I said, I'll see you guys later. And I went into the
I
village.
went to the hood.
To the hood,
I
man.
do
That's
that
what I
myself. I love going to the hoods, baby. What y'all really doing? I love that.
That's not what y'all doing in the
got
hood.
so drunk. I woke up. I was like, man, it's broad daylight. Missed calls upon missed calls. I just texted. I said, I'll be back. You guys don't worry about me.
I be playing with life and death and life too much. They got the whole Mexican cartel out there. Where's Pablo Escobar from?
He's from South America.
He not
He's
Mexican?
Colombian. No, I think he's Colombian.
Oh, either way, Mexican
But
cartel.
the fact, but see, that's also let's just if you can survive America with the mass shootings and all the gangs that they got here, don't use that as a reason for, because again, false advertising. And I'm not saying go out there and play and be like, oh, it's good to cartel, because then you can get fucked up because they love a good challenge. But a lot of the places, like, it's not so, like, it's just like any hood you go to. Mind your business. Be cool. Good vibes. Don't be stupid. Don't just be like, oh, look at all the money I got, because they will take it from you. But, like, that's just travel sense, you know? Like, it's just, I always say your vibe attract your tribe. And when you go to all these different places, again, don't be dumb, don't be naive about it, but like, don't scare yourself out of going. Like, for the most part, it's just a business, you know? It's a business.
Oh, it's just a business hanging out with the cartel man. You know, nothing serious. Just
Honestly, I've accidentally ended up hanging out with them before, and they're usually pretty.
I be telling myself that I think they are some cool ass people for real.
Maybe like for the most part, again, like, and maybe, you know, as you said, as a cute cute woman, I mean, I might have a different experience than some people hanging out with them, but for the most part, I feel like there's a certain level of like not allowing yourself to get trafficked respectfully, and then just exchanging like at a certain level of like respect, but also like, I am gonna be respectful to you, but I'm also not gonna be like, I'm not no dumbass bitch. You know what I mean? Like, I have people who care about me. I'm good from the shoulders, but I'm not trying to fight you. I'm just here to appreciate we're having a good time, we're partying. And there's a lot of things that are here in America that like are owned by, I mean, not to be that person, but our government's kind of a gang, right? So like there are things that are like being overseen by gangs more than you even realize. It's just like, handle your business and leave. And like, and if you loiter around and you start seeing stuff that you're not supposed to see, I mean, then things can get a little bit but for the most part, like, mind your business. Those are the times that you mind your business.
I be ready to look at something. I be nosy. Like, what y'all doing? Like, what's that?
I was cool with the Mayans, man. I was literally hanging out with the Mayans. I even left there with a chain. They give me a chain. Like,
Yeah.
3 days.
I love this
Man, it was fun, man. They had like all these crazy tattoos. I was like, yo, that's cool. I was telling them about the TV show, The Mayans, and they were looking like, what's wrong with this guy? I had a translator who was translating. Like,
and that's good.
English, I couldn't speak, you know, and like somebody was just, my cab driver, he was a mediator. Like, yeah, that's what they're saying.
You pulled your cab driver in danger. You had your
cab driver. His cab driver. See, that's how it works.
Driver was with the business, you know, like.
You got you. That's what I'm saying. You got to find people. I see me. I love a person who is a hood adjacent. Okay, they're not necessarily active and proactive in the lifestyle, but they're adjacent enough to be like, I can take you wherever you need to be, and because I'm cool wherever I go, then we be cool wherever we go. Like, that's always my rule of thumb. And because again, my energy attracts those people usually, and more times than not, I get to see the cool shit. Like, I don't know. I mean, the resorts are fun, but we're not doing that.
Nah. We're gonna go drink. chill with the locals, eat
Turn
the
up.
food, turn up, dance. Yeah, the only thing we'll not do is swim. Yeah, because nobody's drowning me. I beg. So
A bag. Oh my! But you know how to swim though, right?
I beg. I don't know. Sorry.
We'll work on it.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna try.
Yeah, knock it off.
See, I can only see my ancestors trying to swim, and I said, "Please, it's not my time to go yet. I beg, oh, I beg." So, yeah, I don't know about that one yet.
The world has a lot of water on it. You have to be able to know how to navigate all of it. That's the Texan in me. If the world got a lot of terrain, you need to know how to hike. You need to know how to swim. You know how to drive. Controversial, you need to know how to shoot a gun. I'm not knowing where you're shooting the gun, but know how to shoot it.
I will show you my Aladdin carpet. I have it downstairs.
Who?
Your Aladdin carpet? Don't.
My Aladdin carpet is downstairs. If anything,
right. Are you praying on it? Or are you actually catching flight?
Are you praying on
it? Catch a flight. You know, that's why I don't need the water. That's why me and water, we don't, I just hop on that thing. I'll be like, guy, take me away from this water.
Hey, yo, Aladdin carpet is crazy.
Aladdin and Kirby.
You got your own language, my guy.
I said Kirby. What do you call it? Lady. What do you say?
What do you call it? Aladdin.
Aladdin.
You know what I thought you was about to say? Alibaba. You just try to say like Alibaba or something. I was like, what the hell he talking about?
Hey yo,
guys, don't let me call it. How do you say it again?
That's the Africans for you. Aladdin.
Aladdin.
It's Aladdin.
You probably are because you're closer to where he's from, so you probably are saying it better than we are.
That's how people be twisting out that word, hippopotamus. People be saying
it's hippopotamus.
No,
it's not hippopotamus.
Hippopotamus. Yo, I thought you just cursed me out for a second. I was like, what the hell you just said to me? Whoa, that was scary.
I go through that with my dad all the time. He always says it's not hippopotamus, it's hippopotamus. It's not hippopotamus. That's how they taught them.
And then the other one is a rhino. You guys go and ride something.
Why you put so much on it?
It's a rhino.
Rhino.
The French did a number on y'all. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Yeah, the French be doing numbers on y'all on the African continent. I'm so sorry about that.
British. It's not the French. We don't like the French.
Yeah, but how many countries speak French?
We were colonized by the British and the French.
Exactly. See.
So how you going? So claim both sides of your lineage.
We got colonized by the British.
You gotta understand when you understand the history of it, you refuse one part just because they are. Anyways, we're not here for that one. We are here for you. So
next time.
Next, don't get me started. I can talk now to the Kingdom Come, but we're here for you. Anyways.
Okay, let's close out. All right. Thank you so much, Kirby. Let's do our final conclusions. AK, what are your own?
Yeah, so listen, if you don't know about the Hispanic, community, their heritage and all whatnot, then go and do your research. Like you said, not everybody's Mexican, and I've been tempted to always do that. I've been seeing somebody. My one thing that I always do is I always see like a Mexican, I'm like, hey, aren't you white?
That's okay.
I'm sorry, y'all, but they always get me. They always give me that look like, what's wrong with this guy? But yeah, I learned today, not everybody is Mexican. So that's my own conclusion.
That's okay. Valid.
Good one. That's a good one. Okay, Kirby, what's your own?
What's my final
conclusion? What would you like to end the podcast with?
I want people to start calling me Caribe. I think that is more aligned with my island gal disposition. I want to really promote that out there. So that's my new name, my new title. But yeah, no, I want to emphasize, more times than not, allow the person to tell you who they are, and then from there you can judge them or not judge them accordingly.
How can people follow you? Oh, by the way, how can people follow you?
Yeah. Follow me on. I need to do more TikToks. I'll be on TikTok, but I would be on TikTok, if you know what I mean. You know what I mean. But on all social medias at Kirby Lozano, ESKIRBY LOZANO. And if you want to wake up at the Ask Cook It On for some reason, because there is an app for that, you can definitely tap in at 97.9 The Beat. I do 5 a.m. to 9 a.m. And then also on Sundays, it's Para Mis Primos, where I do it for good intention to reset for each week. Usually some type of Latin news or highlighting different businesses in the community of the DFW Metroplex. And I do have giveaways, but if you're not DFW, it may not work for you. More importantly, though, I I want to travel. My passport stay ready. So let me know when the next trip is. On the side note of the side notes, okay?
Yes, girl. Yes, girl. Text all your info to Tutu. That way we can put it in the episode notes. That way people can follow,
Tutu,
tell
you have me, right?
you all that. Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Tutu's one of my fans, so.
Yes, Cuddy Bay, I got you, girl. Yeah.
Tutu, do you have any conclusions?
They lied to me all my 31 years of living because I thought Cinco de Mayo was to be turning up and doing all the stuff, and I could have just been buying tacos and tequila any other day, for real. But hey,
Honestly, that's okay. You can change now. Buy them every single day.
Just
I
like
love me a good margarita, a frozen one too.
Just like you are still lying to your little ones that for that Christmas is real. Just keep believing that Cinco de Mayo.
Christmas is, I don't know. Christmas is not. You know what? Let me not be that person.
Okay.
Let me not be that person.
Okay, the real Latina of the group, Hannah. What's your finals?
No, this was a very don't say too much. Don't say too much because I might have a hard time beating the accusations now. I have worked hard for people to believe that I'm just Black, and yeah. Anyway, this was a very fun episode. I don't even know what my conclusion is. I think I really like to talk about Dia de los Muertos. I just really loved all the history you gave us. I felt like it was really good for people to kind of understand where different terms come from. Like personally, I will be using Latino or Latinx more versus Hispanic. So yeah, thank you, Caribe. I really, really appreciate that.
You're welcome.
Yeah, guys. So thank you so much for listening to this wonderful episode that we had talking about Spanish heritage and Latino heritage and just the pride that comes with it. We had Caribe, was it Lozano? Is that how you say it?
Lozano.
Lozano on here. Shout out to her. Thank you so much. Shout out to Tutu. Shout out to TOAK. Okay.
Yes, Theo.
The T out there who is listening from afar, guys, tell everybody to listen. Share this with your friends, with your family, with your tios, your tias, everybody. Okay. We out here. This is Palm Wine Central. And yeah, happy Tuesday.
Happy Texas Tuesday.
Out. Nos vemos.